was 24 for 27 on field goals, 6 for 7 from the 40 to 49-yard range.
Nice.
Wow. Shut the frick up, guys.
We're gonna
Come
cut
on.
this out.
we
What?
You can cut that out,
You're
right?
so immature.
Well, it wouldn't be funny except Nate is laughing, so then I'm gonna laugh.
So
Don't look at him.
immature.
Look at who's talking.
Are we still recording?
Yeah, we are.
You're gonna cut this out,
I'll,
right?
I'll cut it out.
I bet.
This might be our intro.
Okay. You did a good job last
You
time.
did a good job.
I think you
All
can do
right.
it again. Yeah, do it again.
Here we go. All right, guys. Hello and welcome back to Hike the Y, a BYU sports podcast. And today we are sadly going to be talking about BYU's disappointing loss against Texas Tech this last week. Really not a lot of positives from this one, but we're going to try to find the silver lining. How have your guys' weeks been after that tough loss?
Well, I've been focusing on school a lot more because there's not that much to get
See,
excited
there's a silver
about.
lining. We're already finding
We've locked
something.
in.
I mean, like going to the basketball game after watching the football game, it really helped seeing AJ DeBansa getting some dunks over
Yeah, dude.
Holy Cross.
That's right.
And shout out BYU women's soccer, Big 12
Oh, yeah.
champs as
Yes.
the 8th seed.
Let's
yes,
go.
That
First
made me
time
feel
Upset
in
after
Big 12
upset.
history.
Oh
The
my
8 seed
gosh.
has won.
That was insane. That was like March Madness in November. That was awesome.
All right, so just to start this episode, we're going to jump into some of the disappointments. Unfortunately, there was a lot from this last game. I can start us off. One of my biggest disappointments, which I'm sure you guys might have maybe had too, BYU just couldn't run the ball. We're averaging
Yeah.
200 yards per game this season running the ball, and we had 67 yards on
gosh.
27 carries.
Dang, I
That's
didn't realize.
2.5 yards per carry. That's horrible.
That's pretty bad.
Well, and LJ only had 35 rushing yards.
35 rushing yards on 10 attempts.
Oh my gosh.
3.5 yards per carry, which is well below his season average.
That's the Big 12 rushing leader still. Still? Is he still?
Uh,
he was before the
he
game.
was,
I don't know if he still is.
I think Cameron Dickey of Texas Tech definitely overtook him in that
Yeah,
one.
Cameron
Yeah.
Dickey had 121 yards of rushing. He just ran through our defense.
And
Yeah.
how many of those yards came from explosive plays? Because to me, it felt like that's really what killed us. Is he was getting them in chunks. It'd be a 20-yard chunk, 40-yard chunk. It's like we can't be giving those up if we're gonna win.
And
this
to
game.
compare, BYU had one explosive rushing play of 12 yards. Nothing else was over 7. They didn't have a single rush over 7 yards besides the very first drive on like the second or third play where LJ had a 12-yard carry, and then that was it.
Yeah. That's true.
That's pretty rough.
That's
and,
just depressing.
and I think our last episode, we kind of focused that BYU needs to rush the ball to be a Texas Tech team. And we could not get the rush going at all. We had LJ Martin. I don't know if it's because he's injured, but we just could not get any rush going.
I definitely agree. I think every BYU offense, most of BYU's offenses in history have required an established run game. And when that established run game isn't there, it's a completely different team on the field. That just didn't look like the BYU that we've seen the rest of the season, and the run game was definitely a big part of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we became one-dimensional pretty fast, and that's not how BYU is gonna win games.
No, not at all.
No. I think another letdown that I saw is third down efficiencies.
Oh, that's my other one that I
Third
have.
and
was
fourth down.
I was thinking that too.
Just a quick stat right here. Third down, 3 for 14. Fourth down, 1 for 3. We just could not get the chains moving, and we were punting. It's kind of frustrating to see a really good BYU offense not be able to get to the first down and then having to punt the ball away. And we were also having struggles punting the ball.
Yeah, special teams did not look great.
It was pretty rough. I just got to say that. So third down efficiencies were pretty low.
Can I add a little bit to that?
Yeah.
Some stats. I just went through the play-by-play because I couldn't find them. 4 of our third downs were 10-plus yards. So that's just not even getting anywhere during the first 2 plays or even getting loss of yards. 7 of those third downs, so half of our third downs were of 8. yards or more.
8 yards.
Wow.
So that's horrible. And then 5 over those third downs were of 5 yards or less. And then even with those ones, we were only 2 for 5. So just really, really did not look good on third downs. One more thing, our second half, I don't know why this stat is just applicable to the second half. But I guess good job on the defensive adjustments for Texas Tech. Our second half average yards to go on third down was 9 yards.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
9 yards to go for the whole second half on third down. That's horrible.
We were also kind of shooting ourselves in the foot at some points, like false starts, having a 1st and 15, and it like the Cougars would see a 1st and 15 and they just fell apart.
Yeah.
I remember it was 1st and 15, 2nd and 15, 3rd and 10, and then we have like on 4th down we're putting the ball away immediately, and it's just we just can't have those kind of series going against a team like Texas Tech. I still feel like we could beat Texas Tech. There are a couple of things that we need to go through. There's a couple of things that we have to go back to the we got to go watch some film.
I think we gotta go back to the
think?
drawing board. I think so. The big one I was looking at, just the overall. We've talked a lot about like different aspects of the offensive performance. I actually thought we were moving the ball fairly decently statistically. Physically on the field, it didn't look like much. We didn't have over 10 plays
not.
in Texas Tech territory, but we had the time of possession needed to win, but couldn't get it done because we actually won the time of possession. We had the ball longer than they did, and so for our offense to have had the ball in their hands that long, it wasn't like just 3 and out every drive. We were kind of.
It was like 6 and out.
Yeah.
We get one first
It
down.
would be 6
and
and out.
punt it
There
away.
were a lot of 6 and outs and not really any moving the ball.
Yeah.
And so I think that really affected it. But just having that much time possession and not more than 7 points on the board, that is a huge disappointment.
Did anybody else feel like we had a lack of explosive plays, or is that just me? Like
Oh,
I haven't
we had
seen
a
any
complete lack
stats,
of
but I
explosive
just
plays.
it felt like
Yeah.
Did we have a single play over 20 yards?
it was all just shortchanged. Like there was nothing. Really
I don't
that
think we
exciting.
had one over 20. Maybe like a passing yard. Was there a passing
Maybe
yard?
was, like-
one pass to
I
Chase
don't
Roberts.
know. I don't think
Right
so.
before halftime, the longest pass that they had was 17 yards to Chase Roberts. That was the longest pass of the game. Before that, it was a 9-yard pass.
Yeah,
Like
the
we
end
just
of it-
couldn't.
Yeah.
Our
Couldn't get the
explosive
ball
plays were
downfield.
not getting us down the field.
I just
At
looked it
all.
up. The longest pass play of the game was to Parker Kingston, 21 yards.
Okay, so we did
had
get to the
one
20-yard
play
mark.
over 20 yards.
one,
Oh, that
play.
is so bad.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not a very fun game to watch.
Just to add to what you're saying, Connor, kind of with that BYU's starting field position was horrible. I swear every time we were starting at the 20-yard line or back.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a little bit into it with time of possession because it felt like Texas Tech was starting at like the 50 every time.
Yeah.
Or after the
did.
muff punt, they started at the 20. So yeah, that you can't do that, especially against one of the best teams in the Big 12.
Okay, I'd say my biggest concern from this game, I mean, we've already talked about the offensive struggles, and I think for the most part, the defense played pretty well. But I'm going to say the lack of turnovers forced.
Yes.
Previous to this game, BYU was like, I just looked it up. I think it was 16th in the nation. Yeah, 16th nationally before this last game in forcing turnovers. We did not have a single turnover forced against Tech.
No, we did not.
And I think, honestly, we were in pretty desperate need of some momentum, maybe a momentum shift. I know Evan Johnson had that one. I can't remember when it took place, but he was close. He almost had a pick.
He was falling back on the ball
Yeah.
instead of going up
Yeah.
and high pointing it, but yeah.
So I think we need to get back to forcing turnovers this week.
Yeah,
Oh,
BYU,
for sure.
BYU went 18 games in a row getting one interception,
Wow.
right? This is the first game where we haven't gotten an interception.
We were pretty close.
Yeah,
I thought Trey Alexander should have had one.
Oh, that's
in
right.
the
He had a
fourth.
drop too.
I think
But-
Shmev also had a couple of good looks.
Yeah.
Just some crucial interceptions. But I
Yikes.
think just going off of what you said, a thing that killed BYU was having 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, a muffed pick, a muffed punt. You just can't have that.
And right out of the
Yeah.
game, at the start too, Parker Kingston
Oh,
on
and
the first punt of the game.
that
just
one was
dropped
hard
it.
just because it killed all the momentum. Our defense played so good to start this game, and I was excited. We were like jumping off the couch. We were ready
Yeah.
to roll.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was just like, oh man, just a bummer.
Deflated the whole sideline for a second.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the game.
Well, we held them to 5 field goals that whole game.
Yeah,
Right?
It could have been a lot worse.
The very first drive from Texas Tech ended in a field goal. I thought they were going to score a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then it comes around again.
It
and
wasn't
BYU
even a
ends
drive,
up-
too. It was like
They went-
a 5-yard. No, they even lost yards.
They
Yeah.
lost
The
yards.
first, I remember
Oh,
looking at this.
He got sacked for like 20 yards.
'Cause
Yeah, I remember that.
The first 2 possessions Texas Tech had, their net yards was like negative
Negative
25.
25,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
And
of
so
the
our
way they
defense started out really well.
Yeah, because of the way they counted the stats for the rushing yards, at least on ESPN right now, Baron Morton had 5 carries for negative 47 yards in the game.
Oh,
Wow.
So
He was
no
just running
complaints
backwards.
there.
that's nice. All right, guys, are we ready to move on from these depressing points
Yes.
to
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
some more positive stuff?
Yes.
I love the positive stuff. I'm a huge optimist.
All right, I'll start off, and this one could potentially be an argument point as well. I think maybe some people might not agree with me, but here's my positive. I don't think Bear played like a freshman in that game. I think Bear held his own. He didn't win us the game. Well, obviously he didn't win us the game, but he didn't lose us the game. Listen to this: 23 for 38, which is
Solid.
it's okay. It's like 60%, 188 yards. Not great, but you'll also remember there was at least 3 drops in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Roberts had a deep
yeah.
ball that he could have caught, would have given us some momentum. JoJo Phillips had a drop. Bear, he only had 12 rushing yards. He just really couldn't do anything on the ground, which I say give that to Texas Tech. He also didn't force anything besides really the one interception that he had, which I'd give him credit for that because BYU was down by 20 at that point, and BYU had to do something. But there was some times where he could have tried to throw it downfield. He ended up throwing it away or tucking it. And sometimes you don't want to see that. Sometimes you want to put the ball in the air, but at least he didn't force anything crazy. And then, like I was saying before, he put some balls in good places that were dropped. The offensive line didn't do amazing. So I don't know. Like, I don't think Bear loses this game. I'm gonna say he did okay. It's a bright spot for us.
I do agree with that. I think Barrett. I also think it was part of the bright spot is that it was a learning moment for him that he's got to, he'll grow and he'll get over it. I was thinking one of the bright spots that was hard to notice on paper was I actually was going to go to BYU's offensive line on that pass protection in terms of Bear only got sacked 1 time. And he did force some stuff. ESPN doesn't keep a record of quarterback hurries. He was hurried.
Oh yeah,
but
he was
I thought
hurried so many times.
in the first half, BYU's pass blocking was better than I thought it was going to be against Texas Tech, the $7 million offensive line that they had been talking about all season long.
Wait,
But
defensive or offensive?
Texas Tech's defensive line.
Okay.
Yeah. And how BYU they started what really worked, especially running backs blocking for Bears blindside was the cut block.
running backs. I remember
The
Isaiah
cut block.
Jada got beat on the very first play of the game, and Bear had to go out to his left or right
Just
and
throw
just
it
throw
away.
it away. And then the running backs did start to help him out over there.
The running backs, what they started doing, and they kind of stopped doing it, and I don't really know why because I wasn't on the sideline, obviously, but they were cut blocking really well because cut blocking meant that the defensive lineman's hands was down. I think something that would have been a lot better would have been play calling short passes for that, where you have a cut block situation where Bear then gets the ball out of his hands really quickly, where there was moments I was watching it, I was like, I saw the cut block, and I was like, 1, 2, ball has to be out after about 2-3 seconds, and he just held
Even
the ball a
quicker,
little bit longer.
even.
If you can have it quicker, obviously. But I thought that matchup was not as one-sided as it looked like it could be.
That's a good point. BYU played to their strengths on the line instead of letting just Texas Tech run all over them. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think another positive that came from this game is our defense. I'm just going to glaze our defense again. They were
go.
phenomenal. Like, We should have been blown out of the water.
They were great.
We should have been blown out of the water. When you hold them to 5 field goals, that is amazing. I thought every single time they got into the red zone, I was like, okay, here they're going to score a touchdown right here. And then BYU would get a stop. And I'm like, okay, it's 13-0 going into halftime. Please just get a touchdown. It'll be 13-7. That'll be looking great. BYU gets a stop. And I'm like, okay.
And then BYU got another stop in the red zone at the end of the half.
At the end of the half, 2 stops. And I think the 2 leaders were Isaiah Glasker
Okay.
and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just got to say, shout out to Glasker.
I was hating on him last week.
Being an alum,
Yeah.
right? Love Isaiah Glasker, go Cougars. He was phenomenal. Him and Kelly were making open field tackles. They were getting back to the quarterback. They were making amazing sacks. There were, I think, I can remember, I can remember 3 sacks where they got him out of the red zone, sacking him for like 20 yards, 15 yards, getting them out of the red zone, forcing a field goal. So I just wanted to say the defense by BYU was amazing, and Kelly and Glasker were just that force right behind him.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say my bright spot is Jack Kelly. The stat line's pretty freaking impressive.
Yeah, that's incredible.
7 total tackles, 5 solo, 2 assisted, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs.
And the pressures, too.
Yeah. It was a very impressive game. He played well.
Yeah, the linebackers hurt us, or at least me talking about them, saying they got to play better, and then they showed up for BYU. So that's great. All right, we're going to move on to an argument portion here.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready.
We brought some argument points, so hopefully we get a little friendly discourse. Here's my point. If BYU plays Texas Tech again in the Big 12 Championship, which it could definitely happen, BYU is not going to win.
Ooh.
Really?
Let's be
Why?
honest. Here, let me share some reasons with you.
Hold on, before you go into that, I think we should expect to play Texas Tech again.
If we win out,
If we win out
Texas
and
Tech
Texas
has
Tech
such
wins
an
out,
easy
If we
schedule.
went out, their schedule is so much easier.
we're
than
playing
ours.
Texas Tech again.
Yeah. So let's think about it like that. When we play Texas Tech again,
Yep.
Here's my first point. BYU's defense, like you mentioned before, Nate, probably played one of their best games of the season to date. Texas Tech had been averaging 500 yards coming into the contest. They had 368, and then BYU also had 4 sacks. So that was great. And then besides giving up a couple of big plays, like BYU's defense was solid the whole game. Their quarterback, Burton Morton, was playing injured.
Yeah.
He was literally limping. Down the field after a big play. Like, he would limp to the huddle, and then, like, if BYU would get any pressure on him, he wouldn't be able to escape.
So
And
you're
Texas
assuming
Tech-
that it will be better. His injury would be better by the time we played them again.
Of course.
You don't think it could get worse?
No.
Well, I'm looking at Morton, and
Like, I
he's,
mean, it could get worse, but, like, Texas Tech has an easy schedule. They're not going to do anything crazy.
You think they're even going to play him?
They also have a bye week.
Oh, really?
yeah.
They only have 2 games left.
But I see him hobbling around. He's got like a cast. Like, did you see that? They made a cast for him that can like protect and support his leg.
Yeah.
I don't think his leg's in perfect condition, and I think I could see it snapping. Like, that's
Okay,
pretty
the
dark,
way
but
you
I can just see that snapping.
But the goal
There it
is to
goes.
beat full strength Texas Tech, of course.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
All right, 2 more points. Like you were saying before, Nate, Texas Tech, mostly when they got in the red zone, they just scored field goals. And kudos to BYU's defense, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that again if we play Texas Tech. Like, the laws of averages just states that it's just not going to happen unless BYU's defense just has another outstanding performance. And then BYU couldn't run the ball, and that's their bread and butter. And I don't think LJ Martin's injury was so bad that when he was coming back, it was still affecting him that much. That's the reason BYU couldn't run the ball. I think they'll be able to work some new things in to work against the Texas Tech defensive line. Like, really, is BYU's run game going to be able to be that much better if we play him again? I don't think so.
I don't think.
I hate to be a hater on this, but that's just what I see happening.
I don't think rushing will be better. I think receiving will be better. And that's why I think BYU has another chance, because you look at the receiving yards for BYU, and it's awful. Chase Roberts.
Because Barrett never had any time to throw.
Yeah, I know, but there are a couple of passes where it's hitting JoJo right in the numbers.
That was a bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was.
But it's good to have JoJo back.
It is.
It's good to have
back.
JoJo back, but it's
Silver
hitting him
lining.
right in the numbers, and that would have been a first down, right?
Yes.
Yeah, after we were down 20-0.
Yep.
Chase also had a couple of drops. These are like important drops that happened in the first half. Like, you got to remember, we're going into halftime, and it's what was it, 16-0?
13.
13-0.
Yeah, because they didn't go for the field goal.
Yeah, they went for it on fourth down. It was 13-0 going into halftime. That's a game that BYU can come back from. Right, the whole time I was like, okay, they can come back from this. They can come back from this. When it goes 20-0 in the third quarter, I don't think so.
No.
Right,
Yeah.
but BYU's receiving was just awful in the first half, and it wasn't any better in the second. But BYU's one touchdown that they had in the fourth quarter, they were passing the ball. They were getting the ball down the field. They were making big catches. Chase Roberts was making a big catch, and then he ended up getting a touchdown.
I do want to point out that BYU tried that again on the next drive, and they completely failed. But that's a good point. Like, I mean, if BYU can pass the ball, I think Aaron Roderick can figure something out. I have respect for Aaron Roderick. Like, I don't know. We'll see if that argument point potentially comes up later on in the episode. Ty? Hint, hint.
Ty?
Like, I'm not impressed with the play calling. I feel like it was. I don't know. The thing is, I don't have a ton of evidence to back this up. Like, I would need to do a deep dive to see what exactly is the problem was, and maybe it's just that Tech was really good. Like, I feel like looking at this game, there's not a whole ton to point to other than Tech just was the better team. Maybe that's cliche, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
It's just, just kind of a rough go.
The one thing I will say with that is I feel like there's a difference between disagreeing with the play call and just being like, okay, that play call was stupid. Why would you do that? And I feel like it's more of sometimes I disagree with Aaron Rodgers' play calling. I'm like, maybe I would have called something else there. Maybe I wouldn't have had a bear run on 3rd and 13, even though that's worked a decent amount of times this season.
Name
I'm just saying,
one
like,
other
there's a
time
difference between
besides
just
the
having a
Utah
bad
game
call.
that worked.
One other time?
Multiple.
Colorado.
West
We did
Virginia?
it against Colorado.
He did do it against Colorado.
West Virginia.
It's worked at least 3 times.
Okay.
It's not
I
like
think
it's not like
that-
it's 3rd and long. Let's call up a bear run, but that's a decent option.
Do you
that
think he leans
have to-
into the idea of the defense isn't going to be expecting this, so let's do it? Like, does he
I
do that too
completely
much?
do.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely does. But do we do that too much?
Well, we see the Parker Kingston where he cuts across, like, you know the play where it's a wide receiver, like a wide receiver screen, and then Parker Kingston comes
Oh, yeah.
across.
We tried that against the Tech game. We got like 1 yard.
Yeah, we got 1 yard, but when
Yep.
we played against Utah, that was a touchdown.
Yes, that was
It
a
was
touchdown that
it was
Parker
3rd and
scored.
long. Parker Kingston comes across. It's a 1 yard throw, and then he takes it because he's a track star. He takes it 30 yards. He takes it all the way down and scores a touchdown. I think the blocking against Utah was phenomenal, right? We just didn't have that against Texas Tech. And I think sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, he's a genius. Look what he just
Yeah.
drew up. Like, it works so well. And then other times he draws something up and it's like, come on 3rd and 10, you do a 1 yard pass and it's like,
And
it didn't
The
work.
crazy thing is sometimes it's the same play. Like what you're saying, the Parker Kingston, genius.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
do it against Texas Tech. Like a casual fan would be like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Why would you pass that?
You
on
calling
3rd
me a
down?
casual, Brandon? No, I'm not saying that to you.
no.
Like, I'm a very casual BYU football
No, like
fan,
someone
I'll
else
be honest.
who doesn't understand
He says it
it.
himself, guys.
I'm not saying that to
I
you,
do.
Ty. Just like if you haven't been if you don't watch it deeply and you just that's a bad play call. Like,
On
it
a
didn't
shallow
work.
level, it does.
Yeah,
look like it
I
could
get
be.
what you're saying. I mean, I think we should, me included, me especially, should be careful not to just say, like, oh, that was a terrible play call, because in some cases it does work, and it's like, wow, that was a really good call. Maybe Tech was just really good defense. I mean, we said like $7 million on the defensive line. That's what you said, Connor. That's just insane. That's hard to play against.
It is, and their linebacker core is amazing as well.
Rodriguez, that guy's
I
phenomenal.
think, yeah, he's I forgot what it's
He's
called.
great.
I totally just blanked on what the
Heisman
trophy's
candidate.
called. What's
Heisman,
the trophy
yeah.
besides the Heisman?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get it because he's a defensive player. They just don't give it to defensive players. But
But what's the defensive? What's the award
He's
they give
great.
to defensive players? I'm blanking.
oh, I can't remember.
I don't
either.
remember. I think he will win.
He
it.
deserves it.
But
Give it to him. If he does get it, then we have a little
would say-
excuse for why we lost.
I would say one thing for at least a potential rematch or a very probable rematch is BYU watching film, BYU making adjustments on film. Trick J Hill
And they've
once.
got that fire in them.
Trick J Hill once. It's a coincidence. Trick him twice. You're just better than them. So I think that would be the biggest thing is how much.
Jay Hill?
well,
the defense
the
is
whole
good.
the whole team, all the coaching staff. Trick him once, it might be luck. Trick him twice, it's a little bit more skill involved. So to see Aaron Roderick, all right, if he does get his shot, number 2, to see where they make the adjustments. There's something about seeing teams that run a similar style offense to you against your opponent versus seeing your own game film against the same opponent, and then being able to analyze that and have a same season rematch that I think could definitely help BYU because we are one of the best adjustments that I see. We make good adjustments.
Oh, for sure.
And he
All
could
the time.
tailor play calling a little bit better because we do have some strengths on offense that their defense doesn't necessarily have a great answer for. It just wasn't necessarily needed, I think, on Saturday.
Yeah, I think finding ways to win has really been our calling card this season.
Cardiac Cougs, baby.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
like
it.
that's what I'm thinking. So, why not do it again? Let's play Tech again and let's find a way.
I mean, I'd rather play Cincinnati or something, but yeah, sure. If we play them again, let's do it.
I don't see Texas Tech losing again. And I think if we're going to make it to the Big 12 championship,
Not going to lose again.
we have to
Who
win.
they
out.
lose to?
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Texas Tech's not playing any more big.
Yeah,
big
they've got
games.
Texas Tech has got UCF at home and then West Virginia on the road. 2 elite Big 12 programs that can easily knock them off.
Blockbuster against West Virginia.
We're joking, by the way.
Didn't West Virginia have
legal
like a big win though?
Yes, they did.
They beat Houston.
They beat Houston.
Yeah.
They hung like 45 points on
Number
the
22,
road.
Houston.
And then actually, they just beat Colorado. So maybe last week of the
Country
season,
roads, baby.
signature win.
Everyone
Country
beat
road.
Colorado. Everyone is beating Colorado. I think one comment for this game in general. Yes, BYU lost. We were hoping that they would win,
We were.
but we're still 8-1.
Yeah.
And I think BYU and Texas Tech still have the opportunity to make it to the playoffs. I think Texas Tech, here's a hypothetical situation. BYU plays Texas Tech in the bowl,
The Big 12
Big
championship
12
game.
championship. Yeah, that's what I meant. They lose again to Texas Tech. I think BYU still makes it. I think if they beat Texas Tech, they'll make it. And
What
Texas
if they
Tech will
get
make it.
wrecked? 45-0.
I still think they make it.
Really?
Yeah. I was kind of expecting BYU to BYU lost to Texas Tech, number 25.
You know, it's
That's
going
what
to
I
be
was expecting.
interesting to see how the College Football Playoff Committee ranks BYU tonight.
They'll release it in a little under 20 minutes. They'll start the release show.
Yeah.
I think BYU will be respected because of where they put Utah in the initial poll. Utah was 13th with a two-loss Utah. That shows to me the respect that the committee has for BYU and Texas Tech. So I think BYU will drop to 1 spot above Utah.
Which would be like 12, same as the AP
It
poll.
would be 12. I think so. I think BYU at 12 looks good. I like it too because it gives us work to do. Because with number 12 spot, we don't make the college football playoff because of the group of 5 teams. So we understand it, and we would have that number next to our name that we would have to just look at. Hey, there's a little bit more to do this week. And I think TCU's in for
A beat down.
It's a late kick, right? And we'll talk about
8:15.
it.
Oh, it's going to be fun. Yeah, we'll
love
talk
night
about
games.
that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about the TCU game later.
Yep. All right. Anyone else have an argument point? Should we move? I want to say one more thing.
All right.
I just want to give a statistic. Listen to this. Will Farron. I'm sure that brings up some good memories and some bad memories from this season.
Mostly good.
Mostly good. Yeah, he's a great kicker. Let me tell you this. Last season, he was 24 for 27 on field goals, 6 for 7 from the 40 to 49-yard range. Wow. And 4 for 5 from the 50 to 59-yard range. That's great. That's incredible as a kicker. This year, he is 15 for 19, 2 for 4 on field goals from 40 to 49 yards, 2 for 4 on field goals from 50 to 59. So a little bit of a drop-off there.
A little bit. I think part of that just kind of illustrates just how good he was last season, because he's still in the upper half of kickers, but all of his losses have come from all of his misses have come from over 40 yards. I think that's part of those have also been situational, and that I don't want to make 100% excuses for him. It has been a drop-off year, but I think the drop-off for especially us Cougar fans looks a lot worse than it actually is.
That's a great point.
Yeah. I might regret saying this later, but I'm just not worried about it. I feel like when the moment comes, he'll be ready.
I haven't felt worried.
Nah.
Even after he missed 2 against, was it Colorado? He missed 2. I wasn't worried.
I'm not sure.
I'm never worried watching him go out to hit a kick.
No, neither am I.
It's just giving me Jake Oldroyd vibes. I don't know.
It is, but I feel like that was more of a collapse than what's happening with Will.
With Will.
I think Will is doing a lot better.
In Will we
overall.
trust.
In Will we trust. I always say whenever another kicker misses a field goal and I'm watching a game, I'll say, well, he wishes he was Will Ferrin.
Hey, he made the biggest kick of all time
Against Utah.
last season. So we'll give him that.
Oh, man.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast this week. We're going to have another one out previewing the TCU game this Saturday. Enjoy your day and go Cougs.
Woo, woo.
Let's go.